In all the years that I've been in service, I don't think I've ever seen such a huge attack on public education. Anything on our public schools, on our educators, on our students. Our students, they're the future leaders of our country, and how much are they being denied at this moment? A lot of times I'm just left speechless every time I see the news and I see all the changes, all the planning that is being fabricated by people who have absolutely no experience whatsoever in education. Most of them, they just have their own interest about it, and not our students. And over the years, I've had the privilege of working with some amazing educators, like I said, pre-K to 12 teachers, as well as education support professionals. I've had the honor of meeting many more from different states, through different NEA events. And I've met many ESPs who are what I call unsung heroes. I know some of you were there at the NEA ESP conference, and I did mention a few people. And I had to see it again because I don't remember hardly anything from that night. As soon as I realized it was me, I was like, everything's a blur. But I did mention certain people. For example, like I mentioned a gentleman named Tim Bell from Utah, who's a custodian, and who I met at one of the NEA events. And he wasn't just a custodian, he would get to school 1 or 2 hours before his shift so he could open the school for children, for the students, because they would be dropped off early because the parents needed a place to go, or they didn't want to be home, and sometimes it would be, during frigid weather. And he would get there, he would open the school, but he wouldn't just open the school. He'd be their mentor, he'd do homework with them, he'd give them snacks, and he'd do so many different things for them. That's an educator. And then I also mentioned Martin Alvarez. She's a bus driver from Michigan. She is so passionate about what she does and what she does with her kids that their whole trip, usually a long trip from school to home, it's a whole learning experience. She has books for them to read, she does read alouds, she does sing-alongs, spelling bees, has the bus monitor to help with homework, and then recently she noticed that a lot of her kids, especially the young little kids, didn't have warm clothes to wear during these frigid weather. And one of the things she did a clothes drive, she did a sock drive to make sure that her kids were taken care of. Then I also mentioned Nancy Burke from Massachusetts, who I know, and is a paraeducator in the special ed program. And what she did is, not only did she create a safe and great space for her students, but she created something for the school and for the community itself. She created a wheelchair accessible garden, so her students could go to this garden, they could learn about planting, they could learn about how food grows, pick their own food, create their own recipes, and do so many things. But she didn't stop there. She had everyone involved. She had the high school team, football team join in and do all these great things with them. So she created a coalition where she brought everyone together. And that, to me, that's what it's all about. And like I said, I mentioned all of these people because that's what we do as educators. We meet the needs of the whole student, regardless of their background. We don't choose what students we work with. We don't select some of them and then disregard the rest. We take who we are given and we pour our heart and souls into their lives. In Massachusetts, we have a little saying, which is ESPs are the heart of public education. And that's exactly what we are, because it takes a lot of heart, a lot of dedication, and a lot of patience to do what we do. I don't think I've ever met a more hardworking group of individuals. We do everything. We're the first and last person students see on any given school day. We have crossing guards, bus drivers and bus monitors, paraeducators, secretaries, custodians, interpreters, cafeteria workers, and everything else in between. We not only change lives, but we save lives. Many of us are the ears, eyes, voice, and even arms and legs of our students, but it doesn't end there. How many ESPs here in the room, how many of you live in the same community that you work in? Exactly. ESPs make up 75% of the community. So we are also community stakeholders, right? We constantly see our students in our schools and in our community. A lot of times we go out, different events, course, there's an occasional time when we see them in supermarkets and we have to buy that bottle of wine between the fruit and the salad, just to, you know, cover it up a little bit. But it's so wonderful, especially when the kids see you and they're like, oh my God, you don't live in school, you don't eat from the cafeteria, you eat other places, so it's great. But you see, all of these are the people that, to me, I think that Washington, D.C. should be talking to. They are the ones they should visit and spend a day following in their footsteps. That's why it's more important than ever for all of us to unite, to stand strong together, to not let the small defeats hold us back. We are one, we are educators, and our main goal is the success of our students. And I always used to say educational success, but I just say the success of our students because we know it's so much more than that. We don't not only just help them academically, we also help them socially and emotionally. And I want to do, it's always a little something that I do sometimes with a group of people. And if you could bear with me, if you don't mind just going along with it. So I'd like everyone to close your eyes real quick. Just close your eyes just for a minute. And think about the first time you walked into your job, which is either a classroom, your office, a bus. Think of all the years, think of all those students that you've met. And I want you to focus on that one student, because we all have that one student that stands out for whatever reasons. Think of the first time you met them, think of the difference that you made in their lives. When I count to 3, I just want you to whisper their name. 1, 2, 3. That right there is amazing, because you just said over 100 names of the students that you've made a difference in their lives, and they've made a difference in yours. And that's something very powerful, because that's what we do every single day. Many of our students, many come from all different backgrounds. All our students deserve a fair education, regardless of their race, their status, their religion, the color of their skin. Our students deserve to have an education free of worry. Worry, what if their parents will be home when they get out of school? If they'll have enough to eat, if someone will come in and separate them from their family in the middle of the night. None of our students should go through that. It all needs to stop, and we can be the answer. I urge you all to stay alert. I ask you to become more active in your local, state, and national associations. Be active in your communities, attend school committee meetings, make sure to vote, and get more people to register and to vote, and to hold your elected officials accountable. There are many opportunities for us to be more active and show them that this is not just, it's not just about us, it's about our students, it's about the community, it's about our future. But through all of this, and everything that's been going on, and everything that we battle every single day, I always say, please remember to continue to smile. To keep your heads up high, to give your all to our students. They need us to continue being that light in their lives. They need to continue seeing that no matter what, no matter how hard things get, no matter what changes may come, they will always have us to feel secure, safe, loved, and valued. So thank you for everything you do, and thank you for truly being the heart of public education. Thank you.